Welcome to Founder's Fortune. I'm River, and I would like to start a new series of this for the goal that we would actually take advantage of the newer dynamic of the family and actually see if we can make a baby for ourselves. In order to make that a little bit easier on myself, I added one mod. It's the first time I've ever done this. I haven't played this game very much as a general statement, about 20 some hours. So enough to know kind of what I'm doing, but not everything at the later game. But I did notice that people tend to die in this game, especially you get a colonist and they're kind of old to start out. So this more life gives them 5 times as much life. There is another mod that gives them like infinite life, but I figured this one would be a fair balance of cheating a little bit. And I don't know, you call it cheating. It's modded, and there's some debate on the life length of the people. That will certainly make it easier. So if we come in here to new game, instead of going on a calm world, which may be good to do, we'll go on an exciting world, right? Now, we're at dangerous world. I'm not quite that good. So we'll just go with the regular exciting world. So what is this game about? This game is about you get 2 people to start off, and then you can get migrants if you meet certain goals. So there's always like some little goal, whether it's a goal for the individuals or whether it's a goal for the colony. And then actually it's all goals for the individuals, and then you like hit like if everyone's happy, then you get a new migrant type thing. I'll show you obviously pretty shortly here. All right, so I want to get, different people with like hopefully no bad traits, and I'm going to try to get a farmer and a forester without spending too much time here going through. So like I'm trying to avoid that bad health. I mean, the like good health and a pessimist, like the mood penalty. The mood is pretty important at a point. Like this person has all good traits, but they're not. We're really trying to hope to get a craftsman, a farmer or a forester. Like this person, see that bad health. Bad health is a killer. There we go. Farmer allergic to apples is a killer for me. As far as killer meaning, Yeah, now favorite food, it's kind of fine. If you give them that, that's just all the better. But I don't think there's any negative thing. And they have good health. So there we have a farmer. Right? Probably should have checked this one in case they were the perfect farmer, right? Yeah, these negative things aren't, especially these seasonal ones, aren't the end of the world, I've noticed, but they're a bit annoying. Like if this was the perfect forester, I would probably take it. All right, so we'll see if we can't shoot for a forester or a miner. And I did have a miner right there. I realized I just passed. Yeah, experienced in battle. I'm not trying to be too picky, right? But there we go. So we have a farmer and a forester. And then hopefully over time we'll get other people. Now, the other trait that I would really recommend if you want to be cheaty about it is get fast learners. Because the fast learners can learn any other skill, and they're really kind of the best people to start with. But we're going to try to be reasonable about that for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want to spend the next 15 minutes trying to find those people. I don't know if it would take that long, but let's go ahead and see what kind of world we have here. And I'm going to pause it immediately so we can take a look around. So if you have never played Founder's Fortune, we have trees and cotton and iron, and there should be stone. Yep, stone here. Now there are some trees that are knocked down. We can harvest it. Now if you have, I don't know if you can dig out these cliffs if you're trying to consider where to build things. You can't remove that, so if that's where you want to build your house, watch out. Now this is a village of these like tiki-goblins, they call them. And the tiki-goblins, you can have a relationship with, positive or negative. If your relationship is too negative, then you end up like they'll come and attack you. Or you can give them stuff to make them happy. Now, because the game hasn't started, but there's the diplomacy screen that's blank. But so now this village is not too big, right? Like eventually and not too soon, we should be able to like wipe them out if we can't befriend them. Now, befriend them involves them giving them a bunch of stuff. And the reason I say that is I'm not sure if they'll attack us if we come after these apples, right? And now this village is a lot bigger. This one's going to be tough for us to deal with at that point. Right, so if we needed to get resources that were close to this and we were on their bad side, that's going to be a real negative thing. Now, we don't need too much room, but it would be nice to think about, see, like if you get more room, like it's worth moving to the other side of the island if some other place has everything you need. Like we got goblins there, goblins here, goblins here. Like, there's no goblins over in this area. Yeah, and we have cotton, and we have a couple apple trees, and we have some more apple trees here. Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid this guy, which they might not be antagonistic to us, but yeah, down here wouldn't be bad if this one wasn't here, right? Like, this would be a nice spot as well. I don't know how well you guys can see what I'm looking at, but we've got cotton and iron and some crystals. Yeah, do we have crystals? We have some crystals over here. Not as many as I would like, but this isn't too far away, and we're really, even getting up into here, we're not too close. So I'm thinking, yeah, someplace like this thing's right here, huh? But we can take care of those because they're kind of a small one. Yeah, I'm thinking like right up here. All right, so let's see what's a direct path for these guys. All right, can I send them both at once? I think I can. Go here. All right, so let's unpause it and see if they... Yeah, sometimes they don't like... If you tell them to go too far away, right? We can speed this up. Yeah, where are you going? Right, yeah, we need to get a bonfire. Just trying to get them to go more or less in the middle of... Oops. All right, and then... So we'll put... The bonfire is where we get our people from. So now that they're on their way, we'll slow it down and we'll come here. And then there's the bonfire, right? So 20 wood, which we should already have. They give us a little bit of wood to get started. And I'm thinking we could put the bonfire, make it look like a thing. Now we have to send somebody over there. Yeah, so let's have them build the bonfire first, right? So there we go. So there's where they're going to go build the bonfire. And then the other thing we're going to need to get them like right away is sleeping bags. And it's not the worst idea to put your sleeping bags where you think you're going to build your house and then build your house around it. Right, so I'm thinking we could build our house right here. Shouldn't be too bad. Right, and these sleeping bags can be right next to each other for now. I don't think there's any particular super negative to that. Oh, if you look in, we can see the zoom on the grid. So they're going to come over here and start working on that. And we need to get some other things. Need a research book stand. We need to get like some walls and whatnot going. So if we come over here, we could build different kinds of walls. I don't know how much difference it makes other than if you get attacked. Like, these are definitely sturdier than these, as you can see the strength up there. So we'll probably go with these walls here just to keep them busy. As a matter of fact, let's pause this a little bit so we can plan this out, right? So we're going to try to keep this small. Like, that's four wide, there's 6 wide. Right, so that'll give us room for a few more people as time goes on. All right, let's just do 6 by 6. All right, just a room to get them in. Now we have doors, so we can put a door on here. All right, and then we can start putting some of the things that we need in this one room that we've got going. And as time goes on, we'll probably build over into this area, right? All right, so there we go. So now, these are definitely helpful hints. Now, these guys should get on with it, right? Mm-hmm. Right, and then you'll have to see, like, each of them can be given a job, right? So what we want to do, and they'll prioritize doing that job. So this guy is, let's see, specialization, expectations, health. Right, there's his relationships, somewhere in here we get information on him. Combat mode, we don't want to put him into combat mode. Right, next level, change. So what is he? He is a forester, so we can give him the task of forester. And then we'll go to this other guy. We can click over here as well. He's going to be our farmer, right? So we'll give him the task of farmer. Now, is this guy? I think he may be in... Yeah, get out of combat mode. Right, so then what we could do is say, okay, and then like tell tell this guy to go cut down trees if we wanted, right? Which is probably a good idea, though it's also probably a good idea to get these things built, right? Pretty quickly. And then we'll send them out to doing whatever task. Now, they can go do other tasks. It's just a matter of what they learn. And so, like, in other words, if we send this guy out to do... If we send our... Like, this guy here is our farmer. If we... Or this one that we have selected is our forester. If we send them to do farming, they don't learn the skill, right? So there's this certain fairly annoying thing of going back and forth and assigning them things to do. So once they get this built, let's say tell him to go cut the tree, right? And then we're going to come in here. And let's see, do we have enough stuff to build the research? I'm forgetting where that is. I thought it would be in life, but I don't see the research bench here. Table storage work. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's have him build the research bench because that is something we need sort of ASAP to get things going. And then another thing we need to do, let's go and see, can we do farming? Yeah, no, we can't do any farming. So there we go. Now they're going to sleep, which gives us a little minute here to, you know, they've stayed pretty busy today, right? We'll get our guy out there doing his thing. Now they don't have specific tools. Let's go and take a look at, why am I clicking on him? Okay, yeah, happiness. So they're telling us, need to fulfill expectations, owns a sleeping spot, right? Yeah, so actually, now that I think about it, I think I might mess him up. Can I tell you to own that spot? No, I guess not. I should have. That's okay. We can get these guys both to own a sleeping spot. Now, when both of these things get green, right, these other ones are locked. And this one, you can see they've got food for the moment. And when this one gets green, expects a better home, then that will make him happy. And then we can get another person. So if we come over here, let me show you what I mean. Over here to our bonfire, it says, you know, your colonist's expectations are not met. So we need to meet these expectations in order to get the next migrant to come in. Now, another thing, let's see, we do want to get this food thing. No, so we don't have enough wood. Okay, well, that's all right. We got this getting built. We got the guy out there getting wood. And yeah, that'll be fine. Hopefully, yeah, let's fast forward through the night a little bit. Nothing should happen. There we go. Get these guys back up and working. Yeah, so because he's a farmer, see, he's going to go look for a farming task, which gathering these apples is such a thing. Now, if you notice, this guy gets wishes too. And the wishes are nice because that will up their happiness, right? So that he wants to have a relationship, and that's a whole nother thing. We can have these guys talking to each other. Now, unfortunately, we have two men, which aren't going to help us with having a baby at this point. All right, okay, and the other thing we can do is say, take ownership, expectation fulfilled. See that? Take ownership, expectation fulfilled. There we go. Food and hunger. Yep. Yeah, I was trying to build that thing, but I need to get... Oh, we got more wood. So let's come over here. Yeah, so we need to get... Let's put our food thing over here. All right, so once that's built, then we can talk about, what we need for more food and stuff like that. So there's a whole thing of farming. Now, really what we need is to get him to do that, do the research and start to build things. But I'm fine with the fact he gathered up those extra apples because we would definitely need the food. The first season is about getting, there we go, wish fulfilled because they have the food ban, which is great because they need that in order to be able to eat. Grave, yeah, hopefully we don't have to deal with that too soon. Need to select a research. So there's our book stand that lets us do the research. And if we come up here, we can either do woodworking or farming. I'm going to do farming because I think food is far and away the most important thing to get going. All right, so now in order to do the research, we're going to need some of those crystals. Do we come with any? No. So, wait. Where is the crystals? I don't even say. Oh, there they are, crystal. See, so if we come in here to look at the research, we're going to need 5 crystals. So what I may do is take our farmer here And I am going, well, yeah, you know what? Get those apples. That's really not a bad idea. Now, if we come here, there's our raw food, and we can only store 90. And it's actually probably more important to get apples and such than it is to even get the farming going. Yeah, but I'm going to switch him over now. Let's change from farmer to a miner. Right, we need the miner more, and we need him to go gather crystal. I think that's the closest crystals, right? Yeah, both about the same. As long as you're not sending them into like an enemy thing. And there we go. Then we should be able to see this. I see how they start out relatively neutral. And then we could show location. So these guys are like way far away. So the good news is they're the only ones that are tending to be negative towards us. Like these would be ones that we would tend to worry about a little bit. And probably the ones we want to be nicest to would be these guys. Now I'm not sure. Okay, large hut. Yeah. I'm not sure how to tell like which tribe they're a member of. Mystical tiki artifact. You know, like it's not really telling us which tribe. Like the only way I've done it in the past is to do this. Yeah, there we go. So these are the honorable warriors. We'll have to try to remember that. And, you know, so that way, like those are the ones that if they ask us for stuff, we want to try to maybe appease because they're so big. Like these other ones we could fight and probably win. Not maybe right this minute, but we don't have to be that advanced in order for that to happen in a sense. Now another thing we need to keep in mind is this storage, right? So in other words, like when it talks about having crystals, the most we can have is 5 of them because we don't have any stockpile storage, which everything in this game, you know, like games always have a thing. And in the beginning, the big thing is wood, right? You can never get enough wood. And then as it goes on, you know, you can tend to get iron. Now, another thing to say is these trees will regrow themselves, right? So just keep that in mind as well. Now, one of the things, let's see, how much wood can we can do a max of 80. Real quickly, we're going to want another wood stockpile. Probably even worth building said wood stockpile. Yeah, and when there's no trees here, right, it's good. It doesn't really matter where your stockpile is. So, like, that's something that's not so great about the game, in my opinion. Like, in other words, if the stockpile is all the way over here, you can use it here. You don't have to go back and forth. So, it probably would have been better to build. It doesn't really matter where you build them, in other words. Like, yeah, so you can just don't put them in your way. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to build here because we'll keep this. This is a nice big forest area. We shouldn't ever run out of wood from the trees' point of view. Like they should regrow by the time we need more. All right, and so we're waiting on some crystals at this point from this guy. Once we get up to 5, we'll have him do that. Now the other thing we can do, again, not putting these things in a way, wood stockpiles pretty. I mean, we need cotton for the stone stockpile. Yeah, we could do a crystal stockpile. I like to put them. Well, this one, not so much. Yeah, let's just put the crystal stockpile over here. It's not quite where I meant to put it, but sorry. And yeah, so we need to get some cotton. Cotton is over here, so we'll need to harvest that. Like I said, I really want to get. There we go. So we want to get this guy. Yeah, change to a scholar. Right now we can just like tell him now that we have him selected, like analyze crystal. All right, in the meantime, we got this guy steady pounding on the wood. Now the other thing, let's go take a look at I may end it when, well, let's see how long. See, in 36 minutes, there's a chance, well, we will get another colonist, which will be good. Now, one of the problems with getting another colonist at this moment is we don't have any more cotton for a bed. So as soon as this new colonist gets here, we're going to see what their traits are. And then we're going to decide on whether they should be our researcher or should this guy go start gathering some more cotton. All right. 1 second. So now if we come up here, let me just pause it for a second, right? And we need to send, let's send this guy to talk, or do we just accept? So what you can do is you can ask the guy about traits. Let's just do that one time anyhow. We'll unpause. Good, they're both walking towards each other. So now, by the way, the trader looks very similar. Like the trader comes in a ship, and we can trade for things. We probably, so he's a level 1 forester, which isn't great, but you know what I'm going to do is, you know, we got this guy, so we'll just accept the migrants, right? Just because we need the help. So that we do know that he's a level 1 forester, which is okay. I mean, it's not. The colonist joined. All right, so let's pause it for a second and see. They changed his job. We know he's a forester. And then let's just see, does he have it? So I was looking to see if he had any other traits in here. And then, where is it? So he's a xenophobe, which is good because it means he likes people. He's an overeater, which is not, you know, great all the time. Like they tend to eat way too much. And they are an optimist, so we can live with it. It just means they're going to eat a little more food than we would expect from the normal person. Mm-hmm. All right, so you know what? You can go and gather up. Yeah, you know what? No, we don't want you to become a farmer. Why don't we get... There's no particular reason this guy can't go back to being a farmer. All right, we're better off keeping people in a trade if we can. And then we'll have this person be our scholar. And then we'll have this guy go and gather cotton. All right, did we get Penelope to do something? Yeah, perform research. You know what, go. You just got here. You don't need to be sitting around. And they do need breaks, and they do need rest and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, hopefully we can get enough. Yeah, does this person get credited? Oh, yeah, we did. Look, they did get credited with the research that the other guy was doing. I wasn't sure if that would happen. Yeah, so I think, 5 cotton, and I don't think we need that much to build another bed, right? Not enough cotton. Yeah, only 10. So let's... And it's a real good idea to keep maxing out your cotton. Like as far as... What are you doing? Are you going to sleep? Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? Well, they're not... She's not going to be real happy with sleeping on the ground there, but there's... As you can see, she just fell over in that spot, so there's not much I can do. Much I could do to help her. Yeah, see, she's getting unhappy. If we go look here... Health, happiness, yeah, it was slept on the ground, was questioned. Yeah, well, you know, get over it. And they do get over these things. I don't know how long. I'm sure there's some, well, who knows if there's a wiki or something. I'm sure there's some mathematics to that. Yeah, owns a sleeping spot. Now, if you notice, like, she may want an extra life satisfaction, so you need to fulfill a wish. How are our other guys doing? Like, yeah, so see, they're satisfied with life, and see here, rewards 1 point. Now that's another thing too. We can come in somewhere here, right? Not there. Promote. I guess it would be here. I thought we could. Yeah, no, there's definitely a way we can come in here and edit their thing. I'm just not... Why am I not finding it? Yeah, we don't want to change their job. Promote. Food rations. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Rewards. Okay, so see, you get these... As you give them their wishes... You can like put their health back up, like, which is really kind of a waste, but you can actually give them traits. So if they have a negative trait, you can remove it, which usually costs you points, but then you can also possibly give them other traits, right? Which would be good. There we go. So now he's going to go cut more trees. We got a bin so we can store more, more wood. Cooked food. Yeah, we got to get to a point we have a place to cook food. And farmers, by the way, cook the food as well. So, which works out pretty well because they're, depending on the circumstances, they're not always busy, right? And the good news is we're still early in this year, so we should probably be able to get some food going, which also makes getting these apples going pretty darned important. Food's going to be far and away our most critical thing. And let's go until at least we get this research done for farming. I'd like to get the farms in. Yeah, why are you back and forth so much? Yeah, this can be a problem. Yeah, what are you after? Hunger. Yeah, well, you should have probably ate before you left the house. All right, so see, now this is them talking and chit-chatting. And so there's this whole other thing here where if you look, like how close to friendly are they with each other? Now, this isn't necessarily that they're, well, this is like that they dislike each other, but keep in mind they could be acquaintances and then you want this bar to keep going up. So, yeah, I don't know that it's true to say that they dislike each other. It's more like a level of liking, if that makes sense. I guess it is dislike, but it's not necessarily the negative. It's more like a neutral, right? Like they're just neutral about it. Like they're not going to necessarily start fighting or that I've ever seen because this guy's on the dislike band, right? Yeah, so once Constantine, I think we could speed this up a tiny bit. Nothing much is happening. There we go. Let's slow it down again. So farming is unlocked, and you can now do new stuff. Unlock, right? So what we need to do is, Penelope built that. Now I want to switch Penelope. Well, she would gather crystals, right? Because if you look at her job, right, mine crystals and perform research. So it's kind of good. We don't have to tell her to do that. Now, we do need to get another research going. We could talk about gardening, which is kind of okay, but I don't think great. Tailoring is definitely nice to get because you can get them outfits that benefit them. But at this point, woodworking, you can see it's like the next, is definitely, I think, the most important to be able to get the extra things built. So we're going to go with woodworking. And we're going to let her go to town. And then now we can get into the farming, which now we should really think about this. I mean, the farming area doesn't need to be huge, but I also don't want it to be right where I would build the house. And you definitely want to tend to build your house where people are going to be the most. So I'm thinking that our house is going to just expand kind of where we are up into this area. Right? We might take over like that. Yeah, because we're still not too close to anybody. So I think the farming area should kind of be right out the front door here. Now, we can have two different kinds of crops. If you look at over there, though, only these can be planted in the spring and summer is when they grow, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant like 2 rows of tomatoes here. All right, we'll have 2 6-deep rows. No particular science about that. All right, but then we'll get our farmer who's doing what? If we double click, we can, get the rest of that cotton. That's actually, we don't have room for more cotton. So until we have room for more cotton, construct that. Oh, we're paused. Okay, so good, which isn't a bad thing. All right, so not having room for enough cotton is going to bring me back to storage. Right, cotton stockpile. I feel like that should be inside. But let's just put it, like, I don't know that there's any particular negative to putting it outside, right? Oops. Oh, by the way, there is second floors and all. So what I want to do, right, I'm going to put it, like, back against this wall. All right, and then we'll eventually build another room like right here or extend this one. And then the other thing we're going to need is, stone stockpile. Just for the sake of the way it looks, let's put that like here and here. All right, now that'll do a couple things. That'll use up a little bit of cotton, and then we'll have enough room for storing more. All right, good. So he's working on that, and it's really good to prioritize this because, like, for example, you can always go and gather that cotton a little bit later, as long as you're not taking way too long to plant these things. And then another thing that's really good to get when it comes to the farming is this well, which is not that hard, this watering. And that definitely helps. But it also, by that point, really keeps your farmer busy because it seems like he just, at that point, becomes like a full-time farmer. So don't count on that guy to be doing too much else. All right, now where did Penelope go? She's still gathering crystals. All right, he's planting plants. That is probably a pretty good place to end it, where, you know, these episodes will probably be in the half-hour mark. Let me know what you think about it. It's a fun little game. It's not overly dramatic, and I like it. I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit more than I would normally. But I think if you guys watch my channel, you know I like to relax and play a video game, and this is a relaxing play the video game. You can, you know, at times not pay any attention to it, and there may be times that I actually skip, you know, ahead at that point. But we will get some more research done, and we will come back in the next episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you like this, you know, definitely leave a like, because whenever I start out a series, that, you know, I definitely pay more attention. They don't tend to get a huge number of views, and if I get a lot of likes, then I'm just that much more likely. I know the likes. People ask for the likes. It's not just a matter of that. It actually, I can't tell whether it's you watched it and enjoyed it, or some guy just stopped by for 10 minutes watching it and then I don't want to ever see that again, you know. And it doesn't matter to me too much in some ways. And this series will continue, I hope, at least until we get a baby. That's my plan. I'm going to try to keep these series going one way or the other, even if they're not uber popular. All right. Well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.